Hi. I always admired what Elon Musk did to the car business. He used existing batteries and started off-the-shelf electric motors to make an electric car that's about to bankrupt half the world gasoline car makers. Now, as an old aeronautical engineer, I always wondered, can the same thing that Elon did to cars be done to personal transportation? You know, a sort of a pogo stick you stand or sit on, a propeller in a wire cage on each shoulder, and off you fly from your condo balcony to the supermarket and back, like Harry Potter on a magic broomstick. Instead of just wondering about it, I asked my trusty AI, called Perplexity.ai, to give me its estimate of whether it's possible. Perplexity has done some other work for me before, putting in context physical facts I had sleuthed to help me make money. So first, I gave it some instructions as background. Go review all devices, I said, using batteries. Start with cell phones, then go to electric scooters, then electric motorcycles, electric cars, even electric planes like the Pipistrel being made in Europe. For each such device, compute the power per weight ratio of the battery. Then see what level of power per weight we need to keep a person aloft by propeller on the flying pogo stick. Yes, like Harry Potter. We'll worry about stability and navigation later, but can this be done with today's battery? The AI asked me to be more precise about this. What exactly did I have in mind? Okay, I said, we are looking for a personal flyer a human can stand or wear or sit on that can get him or her up 10 or 20 feet in the air, then push them forward. For how long and how fast? Asked the AI. Oh, I said, say a range of 160 kilometers. 100 miles at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour, which is 10 times walking speed, or about 2.5 hours flight. What kind of battery would we need for this? Perplexity went into thinking mode, chugga, 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 then within 10 seconds came back. Power to weight ratio of cars and scooters and plane peaks at about 220 watt-hour per kilogram. To keep a human afloat in the air, with today's batteries, we'd need a battery weighing 100 kilograms, about 220 pounds. Clearly, it's too heavy. All right, then, I said. Let's take it from the other end. What sort of power to weight ratio would we need to reduce the battery weight to a few pounds? The AI came back very fast. It says 5 times what we have today. Clearly, current batteries can't fly us personally on electric motors. Okay, so not electrical. What about gas engines? Perplexity said gasoline car engine plus a gas tank can do about 160 watt-hour per kilogram. Not good enough. What about motorcycle engine? Well, it said it can do about 1500 watt-hour per kilogram, but it depends on extreme rotation speed, is noisy, and needs lots of maintenance, which electric motors don't need. So again, not good enough. Well, what of new battery designs coming in the future? Anything on the horizon? The AI gave me a list of 5 future technologies. All will do about 300 to 500 watt-hour per kilogram, twice to their limit, but still not high enough. So that's it? No electric flying broomstick? Well, now came the fun part. Assume, I told to the AI, someone just invented a battery with 5 times today's power to weight ratio. No, let's go big, 20 times. 4,000 watt-hour per kilogram, and it cost very little. Could it do the job? In 5 seconds, I got the answer. Yes, said the AI, it could. The price? About 2 to 3 grand, it said, if the battery is mass-produced. How come so cheap? Well, it said, the electric engines are off the shelf and cost little, and the control system of gyro sensor and the flight controller are being used today in model airplanes, and they weigh nothing and also cost very little. And if the battery is off the shelf, it cost is low too. Now what? Now came an exercise I gave the AI, which is the point of this story. Assume now, I said, you are the US president. Your chief of staff just came in and told you that his brother, who is the chief of police in Palo Alto, California, near Stanford, told him of a young guy in Palo Alto flying around on a personal flyer. Apparently, the young guy had invented a battery of, yes, 20 times better than anything else today and patented it. The battery was built in his garage from parts bought at Surplus Electronics. It doesn't cost much. Cheaper than a scooter, costs little to use, and anyone can operate it. Why? Even the guy's mother used it. No training required. So, says your chief of staff, what do we do now, Mr. President? What do we tell our political contributors who have oil wells? Good question. So you, the press, bring in all your cabinet, you have them all sign NDAs, this non-disclosure agreement, and you ask them to choose the best people, sign them on NDAs also, and come back in 3 days with impact assessment of the technology on all the areas of responsibility. Do it rough, you say, but do it quick. What do we think? I asked the AI. What are the benefits? It came back very fast with a list of benefits, all obvious. Better economic growth, more connections about people, further areas of the country become connected, transportation become more affordable, and of course, far less pollution. All good. Okay, I said, now the risks. The AI took 10 seconds and came back with dire estimates. With personal cheap flyers, he said, all of South America's poor can invade the US at every point, and very little can be done to stop them. And the Mexican cartels can smuggle in fentanyl 24 hours a day. And oh yes, Europe, which is now invaded by immigrants, will be invaded 24 times 7 from the Middle East and from near point in Africa. No need for boats. They just hop over the channel. In fact, said the AI, with cheap mobility ubiquitous, borders everywhere become next to meaningless. And yes, whatever car companies left after Elon bankrupted half of them will now go bankrupt also. So Europe will have a massive unemployment. But yes, on the plus side, people can go anywhere, no real estate would matter, and the oil price would plunge. So what about global impact? The AI says the new super battery may cause great global instability. Something like what Elon is doing now to the car industry, only much bigger and much faster and much deeper. So I asked the AI, at what point do you think the president would instruct the CIA to tell the inventor to sit on his invention? The AI said it's hard to assess, it's borderline. But I insisted, what if the inventor refused to sit on it? I won't tell you what the AI said. And before you get hot under the collar, let me tell you, the above is not such a radical idea. Sam Altman of OpenAI refused to shut down new methods of AI breaking codes, which threaten all government secret encryption, as well as all money, which today is encrypted bits. What happened to him then? Sam was immediately fired after a jealous colleague snitched on him. Yes, he then took all his team with him to Microsoft, so the government had to relent and let him come back. But first they put Larry Summers on top as a responsible adult to make sure the new technology doesn't get out of hand. And since then, it hasn't. So your money and ATM cards and government encryption are still safe. For now. And so back to the theoretical super battery I mentioned. What if someone did invent such a thing that could let anyone fly around at will, anywhere, making borders, passports, nationality far less meaningful and secure? Would the government allow it to be produced? So again, why am I bringing all this thing up when your interest is taking other people's money in the market via sleuthing? For 3 reasons. First reason, and related to the question I started with, the answer is no. Electric personal flying pogo sticks are not yet here, nor likely to be anytime soon. Maybe. Why maybe? Because, that's the second reason, when and if such a super advanced battery is invented, it would have such a great social impact, according to my AI, that the possibility of the government sitting on it is not such a far out idea, like that of AI breaking all codes, including that of your bank. And before you get too indignant about the government doing this, imagine if you are the president and you are presented with both potential benefits and potential great harms. What would you do? Not obvious, is it? However, the third reason is the most relevant. Expand your horizon and consider the possibility that there may be, perhaps indeed there are already, other game-changing technology now being set on by the government because they are too disruptive, Like which? Well, there are persistent rumors of something called ZPE, zero point energy, which an aerospace company may or may not have access to after reverse engineering crashed UFOs. Come again? Do I really believe such stuff? Believe is not the right word here. I just read what the Congress prints as laws coming up and believe them. And off-Earth technology was mentioned in the 2022 National Defense Appropriation Act, NEAA, the US government defense budget, which was delayed for almost 2 months because aerospace companies like Lockheed refused to let it go through, presumably because they would be forced to reveal what game-changing tech they do have and are sitting on. Sitting on why? Well, can you imagine the impact of free, cheap energy would have on oil prices? Oil prices going to single digit, Russia and Saudi Arabia going bankrupt, while China becomes a monster with free energy, low cost. Would you as president allow this? Or tell the owner to sit on it? So yes, there may yet be other such technologies which the government decided are too dangerous socially to allow free reign, like OpenAI or zero-point energy, or the unknown drones flying all across the globe, which are studiously being ignored by the media. And so finally and at last, why did I go through all the above exercise here? Just so that as a budding sleuth investor, you should watch out for them too. Because if a new technology like this does appear and create a disruption like Elon Musk did for cars, you can jump on it and be on the ground floor first of a new Tesla before it takes off. I have such some potential technology in mind, but that's not for now. Maybe in the future. Until then, go play a fantasy game of your own with your favorite online AI. Who knows what you can find? That's all for today. Please let me know in the comment below what you think of the above, and if you like it, subscribe to the channel and forward it to all your subscribers and friends so they subscribe too, and buy my books, The Sleuth Investor, The Advanced Sleuth Investor, and if you like them, give them a review on Amazon, which I hope will be a good one. I'll see you next time, and meantime, thank you very much for watching.